Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. In today's video we are going to be ranking all of the 22 heroes and villains in the entire game, including BB-8 and BB-9E. So yeah, we're going to be ranking all of them from best to worst. Okay, and coming in at number 22 we have Leia. Now again, I don't think this is going to be a surprise to anyone, same as I ranked her in the heroes ranking. She is 100% dead last. And it's a shame because I absolutely love her normal blaster. It is probably one of the strongest blasters, primary blasters in the game. It's just everything else about her which just proves how bad everything else about her actually is. Her secondary fire I really don't like. I can never land any shots with it. I just think it's awful, and all her abilities just don't represent what a hero should have. They're just not good at all. Her middle ability is a lot worse than her primary blaster. You know, they are working on a rework of her completely, which is good, and you know, couldn't come soon enough. But yeah, she definitely comes in at number 22. Okay, and coming in at number 21 we have Finn. I fairly enjoy using Finn. It's just his blaster does not deal enough damage for me at all, and I think that is honestly the main issue with him. His middle ability is very good, but for a hero I just think in general he's a bit lackluster. I think if he had maybe more health and a bit, maybe not more damage, but a bit of a faster fire rate, he would be better, but for at the moment he just does not compare at all to some of the other heroes on this list. So yeah, he comes in at number 21. Okay, charging in at number 20 we have Chewie. Now Chewie, I feel like he should be a huge tank in this game, but he really is not. He needs to have much more health in my opinion, and his bowcaster needs to do more damage at a longer range and actually be able to hit enemies at a longer range. His abilities are, you know, fairly okay. His charge is fairly satisfying to use, but it's not really practical other than in heroes versus villains. His Furious Bowcaster and Shock Grenade are decent. It's you know, it's not like he's really bad. It's just in comparison to the other heroes and villains, he has absolutely no chance. So yeah, he comes in at number 20. Okay, coming in at the 19 spot is BB-9E. Now he is, you know, obviously one of the recent droids added into the game, and as much as I love him, he is just really not that good in my opinion. Some people might disagree with this, but I really cannot, you know, justify putting him any higher on the list than this. He does not do enough damage. Fair enough, he has the nice little stun effect on his first hit, but his damage is just not there, especially with his middle ability in comparison. And it is a shame because I do like him over BB-8 in comparison, but yeah, I just don't think his abilities are quite as helpful. And BB-8 is definitely the better droid, and if it's a one-on-one between, you know, BB-9E and literally any other hero, I think he will lose. Obviously he does have a more supportive role in the game, but still, yeah, he cannot go higher for me than number 19. Okay, and coming in at number 18 we have Captain Phasma. I love Captain Phasma. I don't really know what needs to be buffed, but I know something definitely does. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Her droid is very good, although she is very dependent on it. So it is fairly decent in heroes versus villains, but in infantry-based game modes it is pretty much useless in my opinion, as you need to play a very campy game style with the droid, and you just cannot in infantry-based modes. I wish her lightning strikes made her lunge a bit, like the Force users. I understand she isn't a Force user, so you know, she won't be able to, in general, have that lunging ability. I just sort of wish it did. I think it'll make her that much more better and make people actually use the staff strikes, because at the moment no one really does. But yeah, as I said, I do like her, but she just does not compete with other heroes. Okay, rolling in at number 17 we have BB-8. Now I do enjoy using BB-8. I feel like he is the best. He's the best out of the droids, definitely. But even still, he just is not that good, personally. They do act obviously as more support droids, especially with their passive abilities. But I just feel like they die too easily. I honestly do, and it's a shame because I do love using them. They are a joy to use, and it is really satisfying when you do go on a big killing streak with these tiny little guys. But yeah, unfortunately, he comes in at number 17. Okay, and rocking up at the 16th position is Iden Versio. Now I really like Iden Versio. I do like her. I think her bubble shield is fairly decent. I just wish you could do a bit more with it. You know, I wish you could actually shoot whilst in the bubble shield. That might be a bit overpowered, but you know, just something a bit more than just being able to run away. Her shock prod is actually fairly decent if used right. I don't find it's decent at all in infantry-based game modes, but in heroes versus villains, it is incredibly useful. As you know, if you're against someone else, it just gives you that extra few seconds just to get that, you know, a few more hits in there, and that could potentially win your little fight. So yeah, I do like her. She's not necessarily bad. She's just not necessarily as good as the other ones. So yeah, she comes in at number 16. Okay, and coming in at number 15, we have my boy Boba. Now, I love Boba. I know a lot of people hate him. I know a lot of people love him. I'm on the loving side, except I can get very, very frustrated with him at times. And I think it is his blaster. I don't think it does enough damage at all. Obviously, his movement ability is the best in the entire game, maybe besides the first or the Jet Trooper, but when we're talking heroes and villains, it has to be the best. His rocket barrage is very, very good, however his concussion rocket is absolutely miserable. It does nothing, and it is probably the worst ability in the game. I don't think many people will disagree with me on that. So yeah, same with Iden, not bad, but just not really, you know, not really incredible. So yeah, Boba comes in at number 15. Okay, and in the 14th spot we have Count Dooku. Dooku for me has always been not very good, but I do enjoy using him. He is by far the hardest hitter and best duelist if, you know, you have the exposed weakness and duelist abilities active. His middle ability is good, I just feel like it doesn't have the range and it's not actually that useful. I'd rather just use my lightsaber strikes. In comparison, I feel like lightsaber strikes are always more useful with Dooku. As I said, in Heroes vs Villains, he is an incredibly good duelist, especially if you have the star cards, you know, the right star cards on him. He has got very good stamina. I believe it is only second to Obi-Wan, and we all know how good Obi-Wan's stamina is. So yeah, I do like him, but he is unfortunately, I think, the worst lightsaber hero in the game at the moment. So hopefully they can make him a bit better in the future. But yeah, he comes in at number 14. Okay, and coming in at number 13, we have Grievous. Now, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one because everyone thinks, what I've found is everyone thinks Grievous is great and they have no issues with him, but I really, really, really don't like him. Trust me, you know, if I really want him to be at the very bottom of this list. I don't know why I don't like him. He's just too slow and his stamina is absolutely appalling. Personally, I just do not like him whatsoever. But I can understand what, you know, why people do like him, I guess. His abilities, especially his claw rush and his middle ability, are actually very, very good. Obviously he's invulnerable to damage during his middle ability, but I just can't do well with him. So therefore, Grievous on my list comes at number 13. Coming in at the 12th spot is Lando Calrissian. Now, Lando Calrissian is one of my favourite blaster heroes on the light side. I think all of his abilities work fairly well in unison. Obviously, he's pretty much got the UAV with his right ability, and it also disrupts electronics. His smoke grenade works incredibly well with his night vision sort of aim down sights toggle. Obviously, as they can't see you, but you can see them. And then one of the coolest abilities in the entire game is his middle ability, which it targets enemies and then it just blasts them all at the end of it. And obviously you can get star cards to upgrade the range of this to even further. It is very, very good. I don't have much, you know, many things wrong to say with Lando. It's just the same as I'm saying to all of the ones who are fairly low and in the middle of the list. He is just not good in comparison to the others. But pretty much basically where we are now on the list, all of these heroes from now on are pretty good, and they are ones you should expect to see in quite a bit of matches, you know, unlike the ones before where I personally wouldn't see that many. But yeah, Lando comes in at number 12. Okay, and coming in at the 11th position is Bossk. Now, Bossk is very good. As I said, all the heroes from now on are very, very competitive heroes and villains. I just feel like his health isn't quite there. I appreciate that he can regen all of his health without, you know, getting kills. He doesn't need to get kills in order to, you know, regen his health, unlike pretty much every single other hero. All of his abilities I can't fault, but I just feel like his damage output isn't there, and I feel like he's quite vulnerable to damage, you know, especially because he's a blaster hero as well. I don't think he has the defensive capabilities as a lot of the other heroes and villains do. But yeah, I do really like him, but unfortunately in comparison to the others, he has to come in at number 11. Okay, and coming in at the 10th spot, we have one of my very, very beloved heroes, and one of the ones I pretty much always use is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now I use him a lot because of my defensive playstyle. He has the best stamina, and obviously I am going to love the hero with the most stamina and who is the best at defense. All of his abilities are fairly decent. I feel like they're not as good as other lightsaber heroes, but considering he is a lightsaber hero, he is almost automatically better than the blaster heroes with just how the game is, you know, working at the moment. I actually would like a bit of a buff to Obi-Wan Kenobi, obviously not in his stamina and defensive capabilities, but in his attack abilities. His lightsaber speed, swing speed is okay. I just feel like his force push isn't really that helpful, and his mind trick I think needs to be buffed a bit as well. So yeah, as I said, I do really like him. I think he has fairly decent overall abilities, and he is very, very good in my opinion. So yeah, he comes in at number 10. Okay, and in number 9, who is just a tiny bit better than Obi-Wan, I think, is Yoda. Now I main Yoda, and when I'm on the light side, I think he is very, very fun. It's just so fun, you know, squirming around as this tiny little green thing and absolutely, you know, fucking shit up. The faults I have with Yoda is that I just feel like his swing speed is a bit low, even though I don't think statistically it actually is. But other than that, that is literally the only complaint I have with him. I love his presence ability, which just pretty much just boosts his health, and that obviously is always good, and it just turns him into a bit of a tank really. I'm pretty sure his right ability cannot be blocked by lightsaber strikes, so that is obviously always good. So yeah, I love him to pieces. Yoda comes in at number 9. Okay, and spinning his way into the number 8 spot is Darth Maul. I think Darth Maul is one of the most well-balanced heroes and one of the most fun, well, villains in the game. I really, really do love him. He is obviously the only person with the dual blade. I think he is so unique and so cool. All of his abilities work really well in unison. The only thing about Maul I'd say is I feel like his damage just isn't there, and I do not know why. I don't think it's actually statistically correct, but I feel like that's, you know, that's the way it is when I play him. His health is, you know, perfect. His agility is incredible. You can just whiz around the battlefield with him. So I do really, really like him. But compared to the lightsaber heroes coming on next in the list, he does not compare in my opinion. So yeah, love him, but just not quite as good as some of them I'm about to name in this list. So yeah, he comes in at number 8. Okay, and in number 7 we have Han Solo. Now personally I think Han Solo is the best blaster hero, but I only say that if you can hit his shots. His pistol is pretty much a sniper taken down and turned into a pistol, so the fire rate is slow, but the damage is unbelievable. I think all of his abilities are perfect. His shoulder charge is a bit clunky and at the moment doesn't seem to be working for me. I don't know if that's just, you know, my issue or if that's a general issue that needs to be fixed in the game. His grenade I think is his best ability, and in heroes versus villains his middle ability is absolutely incredible for just absolutely shredding villains on the facade. So yeah, in my opinion, best blaster hero and obviously one of the best heroes and villains in the entire game. So he comes in at number 7. Okay, and coming in at number 6 we have Rey. Now I think Rey is an absolute force to be reckoned with. I've only really found out after the new Supremacy game mode with the Resistance came out, whenever I see her I get a bit scared. All of her abilities, I feel like she's very, very similar to Obi-Wan. I feel like all of her abilities are just very, very good, especially her charge and her mind trick. Now her charge can feel a bit clunky, but her mind trick is just incredible. When I'm playing against Rey and she uses the mind trick, I literally do not know what the fuck is going on. It is that bad. But yeah, I think she is one of the best overall heroes, definitely, and she has to come in at number 6. Okay, and at number 5 we have Luke Skywalker now. I know quite a lot of people will disagree and actually think he should be placed higher than he is at the moment, but I am not all that great with him, so I'm just going to put him at number 5. I still appreciate how, you know, good of a hero he is. All of his abilities work incredibly well together. and the fact that he can use his force push while in the air is just incredible. You wouldn't think it makes, you know, that much of a difference that he can use it whilst jumping, but it really does, and I could not tell you why. Yeah, a massive force to be reckoned with. So overall, he comes in at number 5. Okay, and coming in at number 4, we have Sheev himself. Now, the Palpatine has always been good in my opinion, ever since I've started playing anyway. He's actually got nerfed in the most recent patch, which is very good in my opinion. He was just a slight bit overpowered, but I actually did really like the fact that he was overpowered. I didn't really care. I love him so much. His shock, his left ability is definitely the best out of all of them. I believe his chain lightning, it does so much damage. His middle ability is fairly good as well, it helps your team out as well, and his right ability is probably his weakest out of all of them. But yeah, overall it is very difficult to kill this guy in my opinion. And for group kills, he is obviously just so incredible with his chain lightning, and as well his dodges are just so good. Honestly, I swear I can never ever shoot this guy. He always just does some dodges and he's away from me in a second, and it pisses me off. But anyway, yeah, I love him. Sheev comes in at number 4. Okay, and coming in at number 3 we have Kylo. Right, I know a few people will disagree and wonder why I'm placing Kylo so high on this list. The reason being is because I think he overall is easily in the top 3. Easily. All of his abilities are so cool, but obviously they are also incredibly useful. His pull is incredibly good for any game mode pretty much. His frenzy is awesome, as it is just so quick. I feel like an absolute beast when using it, and his freeze has to be the coolest ability in the game by far, in my opinion. He's just very good. His health is decent, you know, everything about him is good. There's not one bad thing about him. His stamina is average. I suppose that's probably the worst part about him, but he is just incredible. I love him to bits. So yeah, he comes in at number 3. Okay, and coming in at number 2 is your boy Darth Vader. Now, Darth Vader has always been incredible. He is just so good. I wouldn't say he's overpowered. I would just say he is as good as he is supposed to be. All of his abilities are so incredible. They have now made it so that you can lightsaber throw and block whilst using force choke, which is so cool. It just makes him so much cooler in my opinion. He has a fairly decent dash, and his health is just unbelievable. I'm pretty sure he has the highest health in the entire game. It is just unbelievable. His swing speed is a bit slow, but honestly, who actually cares that his swing speed is so low? Everything else about him is incredible. Absolutely love him. I feel unstoppable when I'm playing as him. If ever I'm losing a game, or if, you know, losing a heroes versus villains game, I will literally just go as Darth Vader to try and bring the game back. He is my easy mode, honestly. It's just so easy to do well with him. I just swear you can't kill him when you're against him as well. So yeah, Darth Vader easily gets his spot at number 2. Okay, and you all saw it coming. Coming in at number 1 is the chosen one, Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker is just absolutely unbelievable. He's got 4 abilities, if that doesn't say enough, and not only that, all of his abilities work so well, and also work so well together in unison. It is almost unfair, I think, when an Anakin is on the game. I know a lot of people just want their heroes and villains matches and, you know, infantry-based matches to just not include Anakin, because I feel like he ruins it. His health is incredible, his abilities are incredible, his stamina is fairly decent. He just is unstoppable and has been for so long. As I said, I don't mind that he is the best hero and villain in the game, but I feel like he is the best by too much, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't think anyone is going to be surprised at all. Anakin comes in at the top spot. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you agree with, you know, most of the decisions I've made on this list. If you don't, you know, that's completely okay. We all have our own different opinions. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.